Well, hello, everybody. It is I, Timmésha, Miss Burgess, if you're nasty. And this is our community because turning pain into power is sexy. Now, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. Um, I get a lot of questions about what it actually looks like to turn pain into power. And I want to show that. Just plain, simple, I want to show that. And how I'm going to show that is by how I do my makeup, maybe even how I do my hair. Okay. So I'm going to be talking to y'all. I'm going to be sharing what I typically share about alchemy and sensuality and sexuality and activating your superpower and your spirituality. We're still getting into all of that, but I'm just going to be doing my makeup while talking to you. Is that okay? I hope that's okay because that's what we're doing. Anyway, you see me looking over here because this is actually where I am on the screen. I can see myself. And then when I'm looking here, obviously I'm looking directly into the camera hole right there. So it's like I'm looking at you. So I hope you're connecting with me the way I'm feeling like I'm connecting with you. I just felt guided to do this more, to be even more public in my feminine energy. Usually I just show up and I'm already done. Hair is done, makeup done, everything, nails done, everything, right? But I want y'all to see just what that looks like for me. And I'm going to be sharing different looks. I don't do a lot of wild things with my makeup. I keep it very simple, very natural, very, some people think like I beat my face. I really don't. It's just how I apply my makeup. Part of turning pain into power, ladies, is having great skincare, right? It's having great skincare so that your makeup can look flawless when you put it on. And I know that because I struggled with my skin for a very, very long time. I would have breakout after breakout after breakout. And so, and it wasn't just my skin. I didn't have a lapse in skincare. I just didn't know what I should be using on my skin or what I shouldn't be using on my skin. And I learned over years, your body is like a science project. It's alchemy. It's true alchemy. It's turning pain into power. It's the science behind what you do to make things work for you, to activate your beauty, to activate your, I should have brought this up a little bit, to activate your beauty, activate, number one, your health, which in turn activates your beauty. You know what I mean? So let me tell y'all, I've never actually done my makeup in a phone camera before. This is going to be new for me. Part of activating your beauty is activating your health. Part of alchemy is health, because you can't alchemize anything without your health being intact, So part of having great makeup is having great skin. So on my journey to turning my pain into power, the number one thing was my health. And I didn't always know this, but as I was paying more attention to my well-being, I realized that the reason I kept breaking out, because I thought it was because, I wasn't, I thought it was just because I wasn't using the right products, or, I thought, oh my gosh, I just have adult acne now, or I thought that. And then I realized over years, it wasn't overnight that I came into this realization, but I realized that my gut was affected. And when I say affected, meaning not that I was diagnosed with anything, because I wasn't, but I knew something was going on because I suffered from consistent constipation. All right, real talk, right? Real talk. Consistent constipation. I'm going to blend that out. Don't worry, it's not going to stay like that. You'll see, trust the process. Trust the process. Right? I suffer from consistent constipation, and it started when I was in college. And I realized that the constipation started because college was extremely stressful, right? Freshman year, I was in a new state, new city. I moved from Miami, Florida to LaGrange, Georgia, not a small town. And the school that I went to was called LaGrange College, LaGrange Private Methodist College. I'm not sure if they dropped the private Methodist part yet. They probably did, but it was a private Methodist college. And no, I'm not Methodist. I never was. But that's the school I went to. Less than 2% blacks. So coming from a melting pot of cultures like Miami, Florida, moving to a small town where you really didn't see a lot of people that look like you. It was a big culture shock for me. That town was the first place I was ever called nigger. Yeah. So anyway, so it was stressful getting acclimated to college as a freshman and stuff. And so that's when constipation started for me, because stress, ladies, stress will affect your gut health, our beauty, our well-being, our overall health, period. It will. It does. That's what it does, right? So that's when I realized constipation started. And like I said, you don't know what you don't know, right? We just don't know. So I, as a young, still a teenager, just use laxatives. What teenage girl hasn't used laxatives and overused laxatives, right? Because we don't know. So I was just using laxatives all the time when I couldn't go to the bathroom. And I didn't know any other option but laxatives. That's what I did. Plus, I was always very concerned with my weight. Always very concerned with my weight. So I overused laxatives. Right? So that affected my gut, and I did that for years. Even after college, I did it because still I didn't know. I didn't know any better. I think maybe my senior year of college. No, I don't know. It was my senior year of college. I did a colonic for the first time, and it was this natural herbal place not too far from where we lived. Where this woman, she had the colonic machine and you get on it and stuff like that. That was the very first time. And I only ever did it that once because I was young and it was odd to me. So I just went back to using laxatives. As we know, this negatively affects your gut. It will do that, right? Because you're adding stress to your gut. And so I did that. And just over the years, just other stresses, not knowing what foods to eat or not eat that actually work for my body. Like, how some folks say that women especially should up our protein, or just people should up your protein, workout and protein. That is the worst thing I could do for my body. And that just goes to show that everything that nutritionists say, or even health fitness people say, that doesn't always work for everybody. It may work for them and the people that they work with, but it doesn't work for everybody, right? And so I learned that high protein is not good for me. Not at all. Not for the results that I'm looking for. High protein blows me up like a Michelin man. High protein, honey, blows me up. Like, my face is bloated, my body is bloated. It just looked like somebody pumped a whole bunch of air in me. I start to develop fat in places I've not developed fat before. And I realized that every time I've upped protein just throughout my life, that's when it started. Every time, protein bars, protein shakes. And it's not whey protein, it's just protein bars, protein shakes. Even if I do too much chicken, I was doing a lot of plant-based meats, and the plant-based meats that I was doing has a lot of protein in them. I was gaining weight, gaining just fat in places that I had not done it before. Even when I was working out, I was bulking. I looked bigger. And I was like, this is counterproductive to what I'm looking for. And I mean, doctors even swear about protein, and I'm like, it doesn't work for me. So, ladies, you listen to your own body when it comes to your journey and what your desires are and what results you're looking for ultimately. Okay. So here I'm just gonna I like to bring my brows really close together, and then I come back in and I'll show you guys. I'll use a concealer brush to bring them back, but this is how I like to do it because it helps me make sure that my brows are even on both sides. Oh, don't look. I know it looks weird right now, but like I said, trust the process. Part of turning pain into power, ladies, is getting inside of our guts. It shouldn't be just men in our lives that are able to get the guts. It shouldn't be just men, okay? Whatever floats your boat, but I'm talking about those of you whose preference are men. They shouldn't be the only ones that are able to journey inside of you and know what that's like. You need to journey inside of yourself and uncover what your body is trying to tell you. And so for me, when I was breaking out, now let me show y'all. This is a foundation that I keep all the time. This is by Milani. I used to use Milani in high school. Okay. Yes, I did. I used it in high school and it always looks so great. So the wonderful thing about it, it doesn't oxidize down too much. Once it settles in and like your sweat or whatever, the natural dew of your skin meshes with it, it just lays so flawlessly throughout the day. Like when I'm walking around, I'm getting compliments on my skin all the time. This is drugstore makeup, okay? Milani. Use a little bit. And you don't need much of this. I'm just gonna put here and I'll dab just to start. My face is already cleaned and moisturized, obviously, right? So I'm just gonna put, I know that looks like a lot on camera, but it's really not that much. And then what I do is I'll start to take what's on the brush from my skin and start to clean up my brows. Okay. Oh, can y'all see that? Let's do this. Wish I could do it here. Start to clean up the brows. Go back to this. So I realized that a lot of my skin, all of my skin issues was coming from my gut issues that I didn't know I had. I didn't know constipation was a sign that something was wrong with your gut. I thought it just meant, you know, again, I'm a teenage girl. I don't know these things. I'm just thinking, oh, constipation, take a laxative. We don't know what we don't know. And so over the years, this definitely affected my gut, my well-being, my skin, my moods, everything. And so here I am trying to figure out what's going on with my skin, attacking it from the wrong perspective because, again, I just did not know. And so over the years, I learned about gut health. And, it's kind of like when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And so all of this, knowledge and people would come on my path in my life, and it would always be a knowledge drop that would guide me to learning more about my body, about my health, and essentially my gut. Now, research suggests that women are much more prone to constipation than men are. And a lot of that has to do with our hormones, right? A lot of that has to do with our hormones, imbalances in our hormones as we age or based on what we eat, which is why I became pescatarian. I was pescatarian, plant-based eater for over 9 years. And then I went back to eating meat. And I noticed And when I went back to eating meat, overall, my gut health changed again because I started to eat chicken. And so I was like, oh gosh, I noticed when I eat chicken, I'm much more bloated, and I feel much more fatigue. And I was like, okay, well, I'm done with chicken. So I don't eat chicken now. Like, if I'm at a restaurant, if I'm somewhere, and that's really all, if there's no fish on the, if there is no fish on the menu, and I'll probably go ahead and just opt for the chicken. But I don't buy chicken, I don't eat chicken because of all the hormones that are in it and all of the other crap that's in it. It affects our hormones as women. So I was like, okay, damn with this chicken. I'm not eating chicken anymore. I'm done with chicken, honey. So I don't do the chicken. But I'll do beef sometimes, and I'm always doing fish, always doing salmon, which is also good for our gut, which is also good for our skin. Salmon is absolutely good for your skin, right? So y'all see how that is? So people think I'm like I say, beating my face. I'm not doing much at all. Not at all. So I just bought this makeup by Landcome. I was looking for something, you know, just, I like to have my cheaper, my Milani all the time, but I also like to have something a little bit more top shelf too. And so I tried this. I like Born This Way. I did Born This Way for a very long time, and I still like it, but I wanted to try something new, and I was recommended by the girlies in Ulta that this was really good. So we're gonna give it a try. I've been wearing it. I don't wear much of it because I have more Milani on, but I want to show y'all what that looks like. And I do both. I'll do my Milani, and then I'll kind of like use this as like a touch up. And you see, it's not that much different from Milani, but it's way more pricey. Then I'm like, I could just have my Milani, honey, and be done. Right? So this is what I do. I just go in with my foundation. I don't do any contouring. I don't do any of that stuff because I don't care about that. I just care about having a nice, smooth, flawless look, you know. Ooh, excuse me. So we're just gonna blend that all up, get it all up in there. So yeah, over the years I discovered gut health, and when I discovered gut health, y'all, I went in and every herb you can think of, like I listened to my body, number one. I paid attention, and I paid attention to, you know, I did research on the types of herbs that were needed, you know, if that related to what I was experiencing personally in my body, right? I knew just the basics that I needed, a probiotic and prebiotic. So I started off with the basic probiotic and prebiotic, and that's all I did for a very, very long time. I upped my water and probiotic and prebiotic. That's what I did. And also, y'all ladies, I'm sure you already know this, but you always go down your neck. Always go down the neck, honey. So anyway, yeah, I started with probiotic and prebiotic, and I just would stick to that for a very, very long time. And when I first started the probiotic and prebiotic that I was using, I used so many different ones. My body already started to release what it was holding on to. And for me, I got to get the corners of my mouth, because the corners of my mouth are dark, and they always have been, even since, I don't know, since I can remember, since high school. Corners of my mouth were always darker. I don't know why. But anyway, so I noticed my body immediately started to release all of what it was holding on to. That's what I started with, and I just did that for a long time. I drank lots of water, ate lots of green veggies, did fruit, you know, you did the basic stuff. And then from there, I started adding more to my gut health regimen. So to the probiotics and prebiotics, I started adding different enzymes, what else? Stuff for motility. Of course, fiber, which I still don't do enough of. But you know, fiber. What else? And just recently, I started adding stuff that balances your hormones, because a lot of gut issues can come from hormone issues, right? And so I realized that, all right, you know, in order to get my skin to where I know it can be and deserves to be, you know, my gut needs to be balanced out. But what helps balance my gut out is balancing my hormones. Isn't it something? Everything's connected, ladies, right? And so I started doing research on different natural ways to balance your hormones, certain foods you can eat to help balance your hormones, and that's what I started to incorporate. So I incorporated, just recently and started incorporating cayenne pepper, turmeric. I always use turmeric on my skin. That'll be for another video. I don't say I always use turmeric on my skin, but for some years I've been using turmeric on my skin, which is excellent, right? I'll just use a little bit more, y'all. See, it's not much that you need. It's not much at all. People think I'm beating my face. That's all I do. So anyway, so yeah, I was like, okay, well, the gut and the hormone things are all connected. And how did I know that hormones started to play a role in my life? It's because I experienced a lot of stress. And when you experience a lot of stress, your hormones get affected. So my sleep was affected. My moods were affected. I started getting hot flashes when I was 25. And then I did the research, and research says, oh, you can start to develop menopause as early as 25 years old. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to accept that for myself. This lighting makes it look a little different, but I promise it's even, y'all. It's not. Let me see if I change it. Can you really see? There. See, the lighting was really, really bright, so you couldn't see, but it's see, this is what it really looks like to me. But the bright lighting makes it look like, that's not your color, girl. But girl, it is. I promise I wouldn't take myself out like that. It's a little too bright. I just wanted y'all to see the difference. That's what lighting can do sometimes. So yeah, all of it was connected, and I started having heat flashes, and a lot of that came from, you know, me having a damaged nervous system. And you know, I experienced a panic attack before, you know, and I did a lot of stuff. I do a lot of stuff in the public eye, but at the time that I started to notice these changes, I was a lot more in the public eye. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. I love this stuff. This Charlotte Tilbury, the airbrush flawless finish. I have mine in number 2 medium. It's amazing. Okay, let me just tell you that it is absolutely amazing. What happened? Like it went down too dark. But anyway, yes, when I tell you it's awesome, it's awesome. I'm gonna try the, is it Timmésha Burgess? I hope I'm saying her name correctly. I'm gonna try her, I think that she has like a primer type powder or something like that everybody's raving about. I'm gonna try that when I get a chance. You still see it's still dark in the corners of my mouth, but I'm gonna tell you what I do to fix that, just in case you other girlies suffer from that too. What I'm gonna start doing is, when I get my facials, whenever I get my facial chai, have them microderm that corners of my mouth and put something there to brighten it up. Okay, so now look at that. Part of turning your pain into power, ladies, is healing your gut to heal your skin, healing your gut, healing your hormones, is what beautifies us. And a lot of us have a lot of hormone healing to do because we've been through so much shit. Your hormones is shot, which in turn stresses out your gut. When your gut is all messed up, which is the homeostasis of our bodies, it affects everything. Our mental clarity, we gain weight, you're fatigued, you're not sleeping well, you know, you bloated more than you should be, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, all right, so the last thing I like to do, I love to give myself winged eyeliner, wing tipped eyeliner. I love it. I love to do it. I pretty much do it every time I do my makeup. Every time I go on a date, I'm doing the winged eye. When I go to work, I'm doing a winged eye. Yeah. So outside of what you all see that I do here on YouTube, here on Alchemity, as an author, speaker, educator, my 9 to 5, so to speak, which is never 9 to 5. I'm a flight attendant as well. So whenever I go to work, I got a winged eye. This is from NYX, and it's just the, you know, the liquid liner. So let's see if I can see that, which ladies, you already know this anyway. This eyeliner again is from NYX. Or NYX. I really don't know. Is it NYX or NYX? Does anybody know really? Now, this travels with me everywhere. For some reason, I don't know why, but I think since I travel with it, the pressure builds up on the airplane and it does something to the tip because it'll start to drip. But it's only done it when I travel with it. So I'm pretty sure it has to do with cabin pressure. And I just do it right in the corner. I don't fill up the whole eye. And sometimes I fill up the whole eye when I, that's not where I usually like. I usually like so you're supposed to follow this line, but I didn't even do it. It's okay. It's okay this time. But, ooh, can I do it from here? I can't really see. I gotta do it from here. I'm supposed to follow the bottom line, but the bottom line. Let me see, because I don't want it to be too different. But I didn't do it that time, so we're just gonna let it ride. Yeah, but when I travel with this, that has happened. I don't know if anybody else, if y'all have used the NYX liquid liner before and yours has done that, and did it do it when you were traveling? Let me know. I want to see if my theory is correct. Now you see I got a little bit sticking up right there. That matters to me, so it matters. The details matter in the winged eye, I tell you that. You can tell when it's off. You can tell when something is like not on the line with a winged liner. So I just take my concealer brush, get up in there, and get rid of it. That's what we do. Okay. So it's not as perfect as it. This is hard doing it like this. I need to get me one of those mirrors where I can stick the phone to the mirror and talk to you guys too, but it'll have to do. I usually don't even come this far over with it. I went too far over with it, but it'll have to do. My mascara will kind of camouflage that. Okay. So I hope y'all, ladies, when we talk about turning pain into power, understand the importance of your gut health, your hormone health, how all of that has to do with how healthy we are physically, mentally, and emotionally. The best thing that we can do, not just for ourselves, but for other people around us, people in our orbit, even in our relationships, friendships, family connections, for the world, ladies, the best thing we can do is balance our hormones, because it affects everything in our body and essentially our lives, because it'll affect how we show up in the world. When our hormones are imbalanced, our guts are imbalanced, our bodies are imbalanced, our health is affected, clarity is affected, our intuition is affected. You know, we can't sense clearly if the foundation of our body, which is our gut right here, homeostasis, right, the locomotive, so to speak, we can't channel clearly. Even as intuitives and empaths, we can't channel clearly. And a lot of the times your intuition is telling you, is communicating with you, your gut is communicating with you, your body's communicating with you, letting you know that it has information to give you, that you know, it wants to channel high-powered information. You have very divine mission to fulfill on this planet, and you're not able to do it because you're not in your clear mind and you're not in the health you need to be physically, mentally, emotionally to bring forth that purpose, to birth forth that purpose, right? You'll never have the desire to write that book. Can you believe that you'll never have the desire to write that book because your gut is affecting you, because your hormones aren't balanced, you're too tired to do it. You don't feel confident enough, you feel insecure, right? Because your skin is breaking out. Your body isn't where you want it to be. And I'm not talking about perfection here. I'm talking about overall health, just overall health. You'll never have the desire to step forward and do what your intuition is calling you to do for your individualized mission and purpose because you're not feeling in your better self to do it. The knowledge that's supposed to be channeled through you to write that book is blocked because your hormones are off balance, right? Because your gut is off balance, because your skin isn't where it needs to be, or, you know, your magnetism, you're not magnetizing. Your magnetism is off, right? All of these things affect it. And a lot of the times, women, we will try to connect in a relationship with somebody, and we're wondering why we're not attracting the type of people you know that you can attract. You're attracting, when I talked about in my last video, attracting, sleeping with, being with, sharing time with low vibrational energy, attracting that same type of low vibrational person into your life because you're not at your better self. And I'm saying, notice I'm not saying your best self, your better self, because it's an evolutionary journey. There's never a best self because the journey never stops. Like there's always better, better, better. So I just say, because you're not at your better self, you attract something different, someone different than what you know that you desire. All because of an imbalance from within, right? And so a lot of women, a lot of us will go and try to get into a connection and connect with somebody. Still unhappy, unfulfilled because you're connecting from the lowest part of yourself. You're attracting lower energy because your energy isn't fully integrated, activated, and risen up inside of you first. Beginning in your gut and your hormones. Your gut and your hormones is how and where you begin to turn your pain into power, is where you begin to activate your superpower, is where you begin to activate your magnetism, is where you begin to activate your mission and your purpose, all from your gut and balancing your hormones. So when we say as within, so without, when I say here on Alchemity, as within, so without, this is a part of that, right? This is what I mean. This is a part of it as well. When I talk about healing your root chakra work has a lot to do with your gut health. Yeah. All right. So for the lips, what should we do? So it's fall. This is also from NYX. This is broken. I was on the plane. I was trying to do it with my teeth and it broke. I was like, damn, I got fangs though. So it might have a lot to do with it. Or I was a vampire in my past life. Who knows? So remember I talked about like the dark corners here? Like, you know how the makeup like cakes up in there sometime? It don't matter which makeup you wear, it's going to do that. Well, I always try to use a darker liner for my lips. And this is the NYX Madrid. It's a beautiful color. It's one I keep all the time. So you're going to go in there and you're going to go up, get up in those corners, girl. For those of you girlies that have dark corners of your lips like I do, you're gonna get up in there. Oh, I can barely see. I need my mirror. Give me a second. Okay. So you get up in that corner and you line your full lips. For us girlies, we got nice full lips. So we're gonna line the full lip. Okay. And so if you line your full lip, you should be able to get all of that dark corner. Okay. See? There you go. Yeah. See? So it's kind of camouflaged, right? It's camouflaged, all right? So let me do a little bit more because I want to do kind of like a... And the camera makes it look a little brighter than what it is. Let me turn the light down. It's not that bright. It's actually a little bit more plum. Then here it looks red, but it's actually plum. This is pink. This is from MAC. It's the old, that pink from MAC. What is it called? I can't tell what it's called, but it's pink. And I'm gonna go in with that. Because I kind of want that blended plum pink kind of look. A little bit more of this. Let me go in. Let me turn this down more and see if you guys can really see what that looks like. This is more of what it looks like in person. The bright light makes it look more dramatic than what it actually is. Okay. And that's what we're doing today. I'll bring it back up. That way you guys, yeah, so look, the brighter it is, you're gonna get, yeah. So anyway, y'all, I've got to get ready. Gotta get my clothes on for my meeting. I hope I'm not already late. It's at 1:30. But I hope y'all enjoyed this little chit chat. Yes, honey, I got my ponytail in. I got the ponytail in, honey. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this chit chat. Thank you to those of you who are subscribed here on Alchemynity, because turning pain into power is sexy. Obviously, if you're subscribed here, then what I have to share resonates with you on a deeper level, and I'm very, very happy to know that. For those of you who are not subscribed here, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like, share this video, and also comment in the comment box. I love to hear from y'all. I love to speak to you. I love to hear your insight. I love to hear how whatever I share helped you. Oh, guess what? I'm missing a final touch. Give me one moment. All right, so here basically is my final little touch. Listen, I'm a nose ring girly. This nose ring is from, I think it's Indian Goddess Boutique on Etsy, I think. I'll tag everything I used in the description box and who everything is by. So yeah, Indian Goddess Boutique. She has the best nose rings, okay? For those of you that know, you know that I love me some Indian jewelry. I have a lot of clothing pieces from Pakistan and India that I just wear day to day, just like different tops and stuff. Love it. So yeah, I'm an Indian jewelry girly. I wear all the time as often as I can. Okay, I'm gonna put these in. My meeting is in about 13 minutes, and I still have on my nightie. So this is my favorite perfume. I keep it with me as often as I can. Okay, it's It's from Jessica Simpson, and it's called Fancy. She has two different ones. This is the first original Fancy, and then she has another one that kind of is like a pinkish golden color, but I don't really prefer that smell. It's okay, but this is the best. Fancy, the original Fancy, her first perfume, her first Fancy that came out. Look at it. This is my, like, one of my signature perfumes that I wear all the time. Okay. And now we are done, y'all. Again, I'll tag everything that I use below in the description box. I hope y'all enjoyed this. If you liked this setup, if you like me to kind of still chat with you about what we talk about while doing the whole makeup thing, let me know. We'll continue to do it like this, okay? Again, thank you for subscribing here. To those of you who haven't, go ahead and do that. Make sure you get your copy of Activate, Unorthodox Philosophies that explore anxiety, depression, and suicidal thoughts as symptoms of suppressed superpower. You can get your copy in paperback or ebook on Amazon, or if you'd like me to autograph it and inscribe it for you, you can order your copy directly from me from my website, TimméshaBurgess.com. Don't forget to get your merch. Fear of Feminine Power is a mental disorder. Also available on TimméshaBurgess.com. Just click shop and everything is there. To keep this channel going, to keep these messages coming, please donate to the channel. I appreciate those of you who've already donated. Thank you for your super thanks. I've got them. Thank you for your Cash App. I've received them. I see you. And just know that you're not alone, that we are in this together. Here on Alchemynity, this is a colony, and I am the Queen Bee. This is a society of those of you who are on the dark night of the soul journey and who are ready to turn your pain into power, who are ready to learn the art and the science of alchemy and it being sexy. So I'll see y'all next time. Ciao for now.